Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where we bring you the latest and most exciting sports news every single day. If you're a true Lakers fan, buckle up, because what we're about to dive into could shape the very future of the franchise as we know it. The Los Angeles Lakers season has officially come to a crushing end. After months of highs, lows, and relentless expectations, the curtain finally dropped following a devastating 103-96 loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves in Game 5 of the first round, right on their own home court at Crypto.com Arena. A game where the Lakers had a chance, where they were right there at the end, and once again let it slip away. But this isn't just about a first-round playoff exit. This isn't even just about a single game. This could be the beginning of something much bigger. So, what really went wrong in this series? Why did the Lakers, a team stacked with LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and rising stars, fizzle out so early? And perhaps the biggest question of all, is this the final chapter of LeBron James in purple and gold? Let's unpack everything, from coaching decisions and player performances to the haunting decisions that may come back to define this era of Lakers basketball. Now, if you've been following the series closely, you know this wasn't a case of the Lakers getting blown out every night. No, this team was in it every single time. In fact, Los Angeles had a fighting chance in each of the last 4 games, heading into the final minutes of the fourth quarter. But time and time again, offensive execution collapsed. Shots clanked off the rim. Possessions ended in panic. And in crunch time, where legacies are defined, the Lakers were simply outplayed, out-hustled, and frankly outcoached. And speaking of coaching, one of the most talked about and now heavily scrutinized decisions of the entire series was J.J. Reddick's choice to go small for most of the matchup. That's right. Jackson Hayes, the 6 feet 11 inches big man brought in to provide rim protection and athleticism, was essentially benched for the entire series. He didn't log more than 10 minutes in any of the first 4 games, and in Game 5, he didn't see the floor at all. Reddick explained his reasoning in a calm but revealing post-game interview, saying, "There's always a trade-off. We couldn't score. So, there's a trade-off to everything. And while that logic might make sense on paper, let's just talk about the reality." In Game 5, with the season on the line, Minnesota's Rudy Gobert, a traditional center and elite defensive anchor, absolutely dominated the paint. He put up a monstrous 27 points and 24 rebounds, including 9 offensive boards. That's 9 extra possessions for the Wolves. That's 9 missed opportunities for the Lakers. Could Jackson Hayes have made a difference? Fans are asking. Analysts are asking. And you have to wonder, does J.J. Reddick regret this decision? Looking back, it's hard not to see the missed opportunity. The Lakers were simply too small, too shallow, and too gassed. That lack of size didn't just hurt them on the glass, it hurt them on the scoreboard. And it wasn't just Gobert. The Timberwolves brought waves of length and physicality, from Karl-Anthony Towns to Naz Reid to Kyle Anderson off the bench. Every time the Lakers made a push, they got pushed right back. In contrast, the Lakers bench just didn't have the firepower. They ran out of juice late in games. You could see it. The missed threes, the rushed possessions, the tired legs. This wasn't a team that got outclassed in talent. It was a team that ran out of gas. And while the Timberwolves had their own flaws, turning the ball over, rushing shots, they still found ways to win. Because they had depth. They had size. And maybe most importantly, they had options. Which leads us to one of the most pressing off-season questions. Did Lakers make a mistake by building a roster with too little size and too few reliable bench scorers? Let's be honest, the core is aging. LeBron James will be 41 next season if he decides to return. Anthony Davis had moments of dominance, but consistency continues to haunt him. D'Angelo Russell had flashes, but he disappeared when it mattered most. And the supporting cast? It's full of question marks. So now the Lakers enter what can only be described as an off-season full of shadows. At the center of it all, LeBron James. Will he return? Will he retire? Or, and here's the spicy question, could he leave Los Angeles altogether? Some insiders believe he's torn. He's made no final announcement. No concrete hints. And the longer this silence stretches, the louder the speculation grows. Could this Game 5 loss be the last time we ever see LeBron in a Lakers uniform? Could this failed playoff run be the final straw? Remember, this isn't just about basketball. It's about legacy. And LeBron has always been calculated. If he doesn't believe this Lakers roster can truly contend, why would he waste one of his final years here? And here's another layer, Luka Doncic. Yes, Doncic. The future of this franchise might already be in the building. The Lakers have positioned themselves to make him the centerpiece of their next era. But are they surrounding him with the right tools? That's what J.J. Reddick and the front office have to answer. Because if LeBron does leave, either via retirement or in search of a better chance to win, the spotlight shifts entirely to Luka. And building around him is going to require smart, aggressive, and fearless decision-making. So what's next? Could the Lakers look to make a splash in free agency? Could they trade some of their existing pieces to bring in a stronger frontcourt? Could Jackson Hayes, after this postseason snub, be on his way out? Could J.J. Reddick, a rookie head coach, already be on the hot seat? There are so many unanswered questions. And that's why, Laker Nation, this offseason could be one of the most pivotal in franchise history. Every decision from here on out matters. Every contract, every trade, every quote. The LeBron era may be over. The Luka era may be beginning. And in the middle of it all, the Lakers fan base holds its breath. But what do you think about all of this? Was J.J. Reddick right to bench Jackson Hayes? Should the Lakers have gone bigger? And do you believe LeBron has played his last game in Los Angeles? The time for safe bets is over. If the Lakers want to remain relevant, let alone contenders, they must be bold. That might mean moving off familiar names. That might mean absorbing short-term pain for long-term gain. Because right now, they're stuck in the most dangerous place a franchise can be, the middle. Not good enough to contend, not bad enough to rebuild. That has to change. It's also worth considering how much of this falls on J.J. Reddick's shoulders. No one expected miracles from a first-year head coach, but this postseason raised legitimate concerns about his readiness. His rotations were often questionable. His in-game adjustments lagged behind. And in key moments, he looked overwhelmed. That doesn't mean he can't grow, but the Lakers can't afford a steep learning curve. If Reddick stays, he needs help. A veteran assistant by his side. A coaching staff that brings experience, strategy, and gravitas to the bench. Because coaching in Los Angeles isn't like coaching anywhere else. The lights are brighter. The pressure is heavier. And the expectations are relentless. And then there's the draft. While the Lakers don't have a top pick this year, they do have assets and a reputation that still draws attention. Could they package young players and future picks to move up? Could they target a defensive anchor, a wing with size, or a stretch big who fits modern NBA schemes? The scouting department has its work cut out for them. Free agency, too, presents opportunity and danger. Names like Jonas Valanciunas, Isaiah Hartenstein, and even Pascal Siakam are floating around a rumor mill. But it's not just about grabbing talent. It's about grabbing the right talent. Players who fit alongside Luka if he stays, who complement AD if he stays, and who elevate the overall identity of the team. No more mismatched lineups. No more short-term rentals. Speaking of identity, what is the identity of this Lakers team right now? Last year, it was grit and grind. The year before, it was transition and defense. This year, confusion. The team lacked a consistent style of play. One night, they were jacking up 43s. The next, they were feeding the post. That inconsistency isn't just a reflection of the players. It's a reflection of leadership. And it has to be addressed. Fans aren't stupid. They see the dysfunction. They feel the disconnect. And while Lakers Nation is one of the most loyal and passionate in sports, even loyalty has its limits. If the front office doesn't deliver this summer, if they waste another year of AD's prime or Luka's potential, the fallout could be ugly. And while we've talked a lot about LeBron, there's another name that needs more attention, Austin Reaves. Reaves had a solid season, but is he truly the third piece of a championship core? Or is he better suited as a high-level role player? That distinction matters, especially when you consider his contract and long-term role in the team's plans. Then there's Rui Hachimura, whose flashes of brilliance seem to come in waves. Can he become more consistent? Can he evolve into a nightly contributor instead of a streaky scorer? The same questions apply to players like Gabe Vincent and Jared Vanderbilt. Useful pieces, yes, but not game changers. The Lakers need more than just useful. They need difference makers. Don't forget about the looming CBA constraints either. With the new luxury tax rules tightening up spending flexibility, the Lakers will have to make hard choices. They can't just collect stars and hope it works anymore. Team building in this new era is about balance, contracts, and fit, not just headlines. That's why trade talks could heat up quickly. D'Angelo Russell, in particular, is a name that keeps popping up in league circles. His contract, combined with his inconsistent playoff performance, makes him a prime trade candidate. Whether it's for a starting caliber wing or a backup center, moving D'Lo could be the first domino in a much larger chain of moves. There's also the clutch sports factor. With both LeBron and AD represented by the powerful agency, you can bet that back-channel conversations are already taking place. Clutch has a huge influence over this franchise, and their priorities will almost certainly affect who stays, who goes, and who ends up wearing the purple and gold next season. Ultimately, the question isn't just what the Lakers can do. It's what they will do. They've been here before. They've stared down adversity. They've risen from the ashes. But the clock is ticking. The offseason moves they make or don't make in the coming months will ripple for years. And if they choose wrong, this golden era could fade into memory faster than anyone expects. And while LeBron has always been the stabilizing force, you can tell even he's frustrated. His post-game body language spoke volumes. No drama, no spectacle, just a quiet walk off the court as if he already knew what questions were coming. Retirement, the future, the Lakers' direction. And for once, he didn't seem ready with an answer. If LeBron does walk away or even leave the team, the emotional impact will be just as big as the basketball one. He's been the face of the Lakers for 6 years, a Finals MVP, a champion, the leader through COVID, through bubble ball, through injuries and chaos. His departure would mark the end of an era, one that started with a bang and is now at risk of ending with a whimper. But let's not forget what brought him here in the first place. Legacy, history, Magic Johnson, the banners, the statues. Los Angeles was supposed to be the final chapter in an all-time great career. And if LeBron still believes that chapter can have one more epic twist, one more title run, then he might stay. But that belief hinges entirely on what Rob Pelinka and the front office can pull off in the next 90 days. Then there's Anthony Davis, the enigma. On some nights, he looks like the best two-way player in the world. On others, he fades into the background. Injuries, inconsistency, and questions of leadership have followed him for years. And now, as he approaches his 12th NBA season, the Lakers need to ask themselves a hard question. Is AD the foundation you build around? Or is he the piece you move to get back in the hunt? The reality is, Davis still commands enormous value across the league. Defensive anchors are rare. Versatile bigs who can guard the perimeter and protect the rim are even rarer. If the Lakers are serious about turning the page, Davis could be the centerpiece of a franchise-altering trade. It would be controversial, emotional, but maybe necessary. And in that same vein, we have to talk about player development, or lack thereof. The Lakers haven't truly developed a young star since Brandon Ingram. Talented players come and go, but they never quite blossom in purple and gold. Is it a system problem? A coaching issue? A cultural flaw? Either way, it's costing the team. Because in today's NBA, internal development is just as important as blockbuster trades. Look around the league. The top teams all have at least one homegrown talent. The Nuggets have Jokic. The Celtics have Tatum and Brown. The Thunder have Shai and Chet. The Lakers? They've had to constantly chase talent instead of building it. That's not sustainable, and it needs to change if this team wants to compete in the long term. The culture inside the locker room is another story that hasn't been fully told. Multiple reports during the season hinted at chemistry issues, silent frustrations, and a lack of vocal leadership outside of LeBron. That's not what a winning team looks like. Championship teams hold each other accountable. They communicate. They sacrifice. This version of the Lakers? Too many moments of passivity. Too many glances to the sideline instead of taking charge. And yet, there's still hope. There's still a path forward. This isn't a roster with no talent. It's a roster with underperforming talent. There's a difference. And sometimes all it takes is a shake-up, a new voice, a bold trade, a training camp with urgency to ignite a turnaround. We've seen it before. We could see it again. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I always love reading what you guys have to say. Personally, I'm frustrated. I'm heartbroken. But I'm not giving up on this team. There's something here, a chorus spark, that just needs the right kind of fuel. And if the front office plays its cards right, this might not be the end. It could be the beginning of something even better. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. This offseason is going to be wild, and we'll be here for every second of it. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Lakers!